Hello and welcome back to my walkthrough creation of my RPG EDU Black Hawk Nation, and so we are up to episode 5 now. So hopefully you've started from the beginning, or at least earlier, and know that now we are going to look at what I've created so far for pets. Again, anytime that you have comments or suggestions on that, or what I can add, or how I can incorporate it better, please leave it in the comments. I'm tossing this out there just so we can see what's possible. This won't roll out to my students until next semester. And so we're just in a very big development phase before we hit beta with the kids I have this year. And, well, let's jump into pets. So after you create your character, or during character creation, you roll on a chart to see which pet you get. Now, you have to roll 20-sided dice here to see what pet you come up with. 1 to 2, you get a duck. 3 to 4, you get a hamster. 5 is a dog. 6 is a cat. All the way up to 19 is a fox. Now, if you roll a 20, you must roll a second time. If you roll a second 20 in a row, your pet is a dragon. So this is the whole hard to reach aspect, the rarity aspect of gaming. We want all these things to be kind of common and spread throughout, but we need something that would be rare. Not everything that is hard to get is based off ability. Some things that are hard to get needs to be based off of luck. And that way some students who may not be high achievers can still end up with the awesomest thing in the game. All right. So the rules on pets is this. At character creation, we roll to see what that pet is. So let's say we rolled up a goat. All right. You get to name it. You can name it there, and you can name it to level 3, or wait till level 3, doesn't matter. But you have an egg. At level 3, your pet will hatch. So you get nothing other than an egg until level 3. At level 3, it hatches, and now you have a young goat. That's probably a better time to name it then, once it's born. Okay? And it stays young, and has the status young, and the abilities of a young goat, until you reach level 5. When you reach level 5, your goat is now an old goat. And you get another ability. Both young and old abilities are viable during that time. When you reach level 9, your pet becomes legendary. At level 12, your pet becomes ancient, and you get a second pet. You get to make another roll on this chart. When does it hatch? I don't know. I haven't figured out that much so far. I just came up with this. Actually, my partner in crime down the hallway said, hey, you need to have him get a second pet when you get ancient, like an Aragon. I said, okay, I'll add it in there. So that's what we did. All right. So let's look at duck. Let's say you rolled a 1 or 2, and your pet is a duck. When you reach level 3 and your duck hatches, your young duck ability is Duck Dodger, which once per encounter. Now, encounter is the random events, the daily events, not the boss battles. But once per encounter, you may take half damage. So if you miss a question and a monster rolls big as far as their damage that they're doing to you, you can choose one time to reduce that damage by half. If you are above the level 5, you get both the young duck ability and the old duck ability. So old ducks get to fly, so they have wings. So your ability for your old duck is you can choose to skip your next attack, your next turn, to take 0 damage this turn. Going on. Legendary duck. Legendary ability. Well, we'll show you the legendary in a moment. Next up is hamster. Hamster has the ability of herbivore. A young hamster is an herbivore. Your hamster encourages the attack to target another member of your guild instead of you. We might assign everybody a number and roll a dice and see who it attacks. Or your hamster has burrowing. Reduce the power of the attack against you by 1, but will not reduce the attack to 0. Remember, the power was how many dice in your dice pool. So a dice pool is, if you have a power of 3, you roll 3 dice. That's your dice pool. So burrowing will always reduce that attack, that power, by 1. So instead of rolling 3 dice to attack you, they can only roll 2. So you see both the hamster and the duck are very defensive in their abilities. Next is dog. Once per encounter, when you make a successful attack is when you answer the question or task correctly. When you do so, the dog will heal you for 1d6. That's 1 6-sided dice. The old dog gets new tricks. Once per boss battle, your dog may copy the ability of a guildmate's pet. So that adds a lot of variety there. A young cat is scared. Once per encounter, you may run away. So if you're damaged, or some of these encounters are not nice encounters, but you do not participate in rewards or gain XP. So when things are going bad, you and your cat can take off and leave your group members behind. When you have an old cat, it's curiosity. Once per encounter, you get a second attempt to answer a question. So if you answer it incorrectly, you get a second try. Scrolling down, we get things like griffins. Once per battle, you may fly out of reach of the boss and take 0 damage, only during boss battles. The old griffin, once per encounter, the griffin increases your damage by a power of 2. So if you have an encounter and you answer it correctly and you get to roll 2 dice in your dice pool because you have a power of 2, you can activate your old griffin's ability to deep dive, and now you're rolling 4 dice instead of 2 to do extra damage. Moving on here. Let's see. Let's go to Manticore here, because the kids are like, this one's not a nice ability. I'm like, I don't care. Not everything's going to be nice. So Manticore here, a young Manticore, is worst nightmare. Every time an opponent attacks, it also attacks you. So every time someone else answers the question wrong, you get attacked as well. Well, that's really, really bad. But its old Manticore ability is really powerful. So its Manticore old ability is Poisonous Spines. So during boss battles, a Manticore reduces all damage by half. That's a huge, huge advantage. When a boss can drop, have a power of 5 and can do anywhere between 5 and 20 points, 5 and 30 points of damage, that's automatically halved when it's coming at you. All right, let's go to Legendary now. Legendary is upon reaching level 9, you get to roll a dice, a d10, and this is your legendary ability. So you can have a goat that has an alien origin, and your goat tells you that it's from a different planet and can heal you for 2d6 once per boss battle. You could have a 2-headed duck. You could have a dog that has camouflage, or a hamster that has frenzy. So this other step of randomness adds to different pets' abilities. So not everything is set in stone. I think it would just adds to story, adds to excitement, and it's not going to eat up a lot of time because it's one roll. When one person hits level 9, we stop, we pull up the dice, we drop it, and we see what it is right there on the spot. So I do not think this will be a time waster, but I do think it will add fun to the game. All right, so that's it for the pets. All this information is going to be recorded right here in your character sheet. The type of pet would be dog. The ability here, young ability, old ability, and later when you reach level 9, your legendary ability. Below it is a chance to kind of sketch in or write in a summary of what that ability is. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you're enjoying the series so far. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions, please add them in the comments below. There is a link to the Hyper document here in the comments below. Share it out, use it, let us know what's going on. Gamify your classroom. EDU RPG, I think it's going to be a fun thing. We hope, at least. Have a good day.